Ritzema here with i3 Business Solutions, joined by Jim Hoffman, our business development rep. We're going to be talking today about automating sales and marketing with Copilot. We're talking about AI. We're talking about actually using this stuff in business rather than going from Google search to, oh boy, let's hit an AI chat. That's what we're talking about today. And I like to put this in a little bit of context of what are we trying to do in business? And so I say business owners, executives, managers are interested in four things: profitability, have to pay the bills; productivity, could I use technology? Could I use tools to be more productive, more efficient? A differentiation, how's my business, my organization different than competitors, others out there? What makes me unique? And then fourth, risk. And certainly cybersecurity, we talk a lot about that at i3 Business Solutions, cybersecurity, protecting the organization. Today we're talking about productivity, efficiency. And at i3, our theme this year is accelerate, automate, elevate. Can we move faster? And how do we do that? We automate. And then we can elevate people. We can elevate the organization. So accelerate, automate. So I'm talking a lot about automation. But when we talk about automation, what are we automating? Well, what is the process? Oh, well, maybe we should make sure we're all on the same page on the process. And is it documented? Well, kind of, yes, here. Does everybody know where it's documented? So automation quickly becomes this process execution conversation, and then is everybody on the same page? Now, in technology, we say, maybe you've heard it, everything becomes software. I believe this is true. I believe that your business may become software someday. Hard to imagine. I believe that our business may become software someday. Let's recognize that, be aware of that. There's an app for that. Yeah, you said it, I've said it. There's an app for that. And if you go back to Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, I mean, the days of calling a taxi, can you pick me up at this time? The world has changed around us, the way we schedule hotels and say, well, maybe I'll stay in an Airbnb. Amazon being the looming example of ordering online, having it there this afternoon, the merger of online sites coming together with transportation. Everything becomes software. Why do I say that? Because if you go back 30, 40 years or 5 years, we buy an application or software to automate our business, to organize the processes. Then we hire a programmer or a developer to improve it, to code it, to integrate it. Well, I want it to do this. You hire a very expensive person to do that. And we use integration and APIs for that. I'm going to buy a warehouse software that integrates to my accounting or my ERP software and my EDI software. I buy these different programs and I integrate them via APIs. And I hire very expensive people to do that or write it. And within the software, there's workflows, there's scripts, there's modules. Oh, I'm going to buy another module. Now I can do this. Oh, I see in the software, I can click this box, I can do this. Now I've created a workflow. I've automated processes. But we're in the new world today that is AI, artificial intelligence, and RPA, remote process automation, agents, bots. That's what we're talking about today. The progression of technology is always from specialist, 50, 60 years ago, rooms of secretaries typing on manual typewriters, to Word and Word Perfect today. I type my own letters. From PowerPoint type presentation specialists that built these things to I just build them myself today. Same with software and programming. That's where we're going. And today we're going to talk about it. I'm going to turn it over to Jim Hoffman to talk about in business development, how is Copilot, licensed Microsoft Copilot, accelerating Jim Hoffman's results? I'm interested to learn, Jim. Go ahead. I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thanks. Since AI came out, or became a hot topic, I would say probably within the last 12 months, I've been using it more and learning more about it. In fact, just yesterday, we had a class here at I3 on using AI to develop agents that Mike was talking about to help automate some of these things. And so I'm exploring that as well to automate some of my marketing. And the topics, like for instance, the help with sales letters, emails, marketing to your target, your target market, your target business that you'd like to get into somehow, and business owners, people that run a business, presidents, vice presidents, CFOs, whatever. Even more today because of technology, they're being bombarded by sales companies wanting to do business with them, partnering with them, and it's all very generic. I can go through a day, I get 7 emails from they're all sounding the same from 7 different people. So people tend to ignore those. But if you can customize something that kind of get their attention, that's directed to them a little bit more than just being thrown out there in the marketing world, that always helps. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you just something, an example. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I'm not going to show a live process, but what I've done is take something I've just done a few days ago and just put it onto a Word document to kind of show you the steps that how it that has generated the letter and the prompts that it gave me. And by the way, prompts are the questions that we either ask AI or AI ask us to further clarify. So 1 second here, I'm going to share a screen. This here is a just a generated sales letter, and I can customize these letters to go to the individual, the maybe an individual manufacturing sector or the individual business as itself. Now this one here is kind of like you can see the first part up here says, I need a 1-page sales letter, no back page, and why a business needs a second opinion on network security from another MSP such as i3. This is targeted towards people that are businesses that probably have someone they turn to, an MSP they currently use, but they're kind of in the dark. Most, as I'm finding through the years of doing this, that they're kind of in the dark of what they have going on behind the scenes. So this letter is I think appropriate to get into the right hands to the decision maker. Say, hey, get a second opinion of your security setup. We're not looking to replace anybody. We're just looking to make you more aware of what you have going from a third party that's differentiated from your current provider. So I asked this question, and it says, here's a polished 1-page sales letter for you to use and tailor, which I do most of the times. I'll look at it. I may add a few things here and there. And it came out with this. It literally within a minute, it generated this: why your business needs a second opinion in network security before it's too late. You get a little bit of an action item, say, hey, before it's too late. And it gives you just a short little snippet of why you need to do that. And it even highlighted that, hey, even a strong IT team or a trusted MSP can miss certain things. So it's targeting that business owner, making them think, yeah, I should before it's too late. Talks a little about cybercrime. It came up with a second opinion and reveals what others can't reveal. Gives a little bit of a bullet point. Your current MSP might be doing a great job. Let him know that, yes, I'm aware you have somebody, you're doing a good job for you, but, trust and verify. Low time commitment, make it come across as being, hey, we're not going to take up a day. We're not going to take up hours. There's nothing really on your part. It's an immediate value that you can use. And your network is backbone of your business. And that's 1 page. And then I said, add i3 Business Solutions security offerings in this letter if I wanted to do that. So here's a concise letter of why they need to do this. And one thing about AI is, like I added here, well, let's go through i3 and pull out what we offer to fit in this letter. And you could also then ask AI. Many times the AI will ask you, do you want me to do this or that, or concise it, add, links, whatever. And I can say, okay, I think that's a little too long, too wordy. Please summarize, please condense, and it'll get it. And you can literally do this in minutes of your time. Then you could put it on your letterhead, and then you could do a marketing campaign based on this. Because I mean, any business that has 30, 40, 50 employees has somebody that they go to for IT work, and now you're offering them a solution or maybe just a check to make sure they have what they think they're getting. So that's an example of a short, concise, customized letter done in literally minutes. I'm gonna stop sharing now.
So, Jim, a manufacturer would, uh, you know, do some research on their specific manufacturing or value add, targeting 100, 200 clients, and just do that research in that way and say, help me write a letter.
Yeah. And I have another sample I'll show too, how I can customize a business, not just a generic, hey, every business owner, you need to have your security double checked. Now I can customize it to a particular type of industry or a particular business. And here I'll show you that too, what I came up with. Let's see here. Okay. Now this is these are actual things I've done. I just changed the names, so I call this Big Shot Insurance, for instance. Okay, so I went into AI, said how to research a particular company by just inputting their website address. So what I did is I went to this particular insurance company, which applies to most insurance companies. I just grabbed their email or website address, plugged it into AI, and say, what does it do? And immediately scoured their web address and started telling me what Big Shot Insurance does, their core services, types of insurance offered, personal and business, what else they provide other than just insurance, who they serve, location even, and hours. And then that tells me everything I need to know about this particular company that I've been targeting for weeks, months, years, what they do in a condensed form. Then I said, okay, I then put i3 Business Solutions website into the chat and asked it to show me how i3 Business Solutions can help Big Shot Insurance. So it took i3's web address and then pulled out all the information, inserted it into the prior information, and came up with a letter about how we can help what they do. And then it tells me here's a partner ready explanation on how we can support them. And then we can use it either as a talk track as we're discussing with them, a one-page partner pitch, or an intro email or leave behind. And then it goes into how i3 Business Solutions elevates IT and cybersecurity for insurance agencies, and specifically targets why they need them. Insurance firms face phishing, ransomware attempts, all types of hacks or cybersecurity or obligations to data privacy. So it kind of points out these are things that an owner needs to consider and what i3 delivers that typical IT firms do not. And we're proactive, reactive, and it kind of goes through each one of these things, as you can see, that we can help them with their insurance, and it targets their industry and why it's important to them. Key protections for insurance firms to include, here we go. Compliance and risk alignment, here we go. Secure Microsoft 365 and cloud done right. Agents work faster without exposing client data. Strategic IT leadership, why this matters to Big Shot Insurance specifically. There we go. There's a simple positioning statement that I can use. Okay, I can use this as a simple statement to grab his attention, and then it offers optional things I can do as well. And if you want next, it can ask me, it prompts me, do you want me to tighten it up, or why their targets of cyber hacks, direct owner level pitch, email, whatever. And then I say, just tell me how you want, and ask me, how do I want it to use and package it in exactly that way. So here's a concise letter to an insurance company, which also could be used to any insurance company as well. But it prompts you to get it very refined, to get it in their hands that relates to their business. So it gives you an opportunity to get in there and hopefully present in a favorable way. So I like that as well. It's very consistent. And all it did was I just typed or grabbed their website addresses and then i3 and just say, hey, show me how i3 can help. Now I know how i3 can help, but this helps me put it in a concise way. I won't forget things that I can go through and add a little bit here, or take out something here. So and this is literally done in minutes. So it's very effective to use your time wisely. And you do a lot of these to particular businesses, industries, individuals, whatever.
Beautiful, beautiful. Start with the general and then get more specific by targeting an individual company.
Yes, and as I stated, what's really nice is I can grab any website address from any business, any industry, whatever I want, put it in AI, take i3's website, put it in their AI, ask it to say, pull the information from i3, how it could specifically help that business, industry, their manufacturing product, and it will do that. It will customize it based on what we're able to provide.
Yeah,
So it's not just a generic letter like, hey, we just do monitoring, patching. No, we do this because your industry needs it done this way.
beautiful.
Now, I have another example too I'd like to go into since I'm kind of on a roll here with examples.
Please.
Um, finding many times when I'm calling on a business or you go to their website, it doesn't really tell you who's the head decision maker, who is somebody that I should approach to grab their attention and present what we can offer. So AI, let's see if I can, let me share one more screen here. Let's
Well,
see here.
Jim, the
Yes.
old way of doing that, go to LinkedIn, hunt through LinkedIn,
Oh, yeah.
go to the website, hunt through the website.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you do it?
Well, LinkedIn's very handy, and I still use it sometimes because AI does have some flaws there. It may give you the wrong name. So sometimes if I see that name pop up, I'll just quick put it in LinkedIn and see if that comes up. And oh yeah, he's still there or whatever. I didn't retire it. But it's much faster. I'm not going to these different sites to do that. So here I'll show you what I've done with that. For instance, let's see. This should be it right here. Okay, if I go to the top here, I typed in, please tell me who the president of i3 Business Solutions is. Okay, now, obviously I know, and the website does provide that information, but if you didn't know that, it went out and found it and put the name out there. Now, it doesn't just go to one location. I had mine set up so I used three different types of tools, AI search engines. So it went out and found it over LinkedIn, maybe off of the Michigan Business Directory, or whatever. So pulled it in different places where it came up with that, where they all kind of agreed on that. Then I said, well, what do they do? And then, doing your research, you find out exactly what they do in a concise form. We do much more than what's listed here, but this gave me a general idea of what they do. And what does Mike Ritzma do? Okay. Is he the principal guy? Yeah, he's there. This is a little bit about him. And then I said, well, based on the above information, please put together a marketing letter on how proper work. I'm assuming I'm a work for a furniture manufacturer or a salesperson. What kind of a work furniture will benefit his employees? And then it came up with this customized letter about the leader in West Michigan technology, and it kind of goes into a little bit about what they do, how your techs work, standing and maybe sitting a lot, increased focus and productivity, how furniture will help with that, reduce absenteeism, health costs, retention and morale, aesthetics. And the reason I chose that, we recently moved into a new office, and it's the new furniture we got is a huge difference from where we came from. So I knew this is true. And then also I put my company name here and specialize in high performance workplaces. And then, this is a letter telling him, hey, let's talk on how furniture can help your crew become more productive. And you can do this for any business out there that you are targeting. You can customize something like this, how you are going to benefit them specifically. It's not a generic uh, letter, email, marketing, nothing like that whatsoever. I get a little animated because I like doing it, because as you're going through this, it's prompting you, what do you want to do here? Want to do this? Want to, yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's get going. But pretty soon you're into this beautiful marketing piece, and it took you 10, 15 minutes at the tops. And then you can
Jim,
reuse it.
Jim, 5 to 10 years ago, you used to go to the public library and do research, didn't you?
Well, I know 10 years ago, if I wanted to write a letter, I just tried to use whatever's in my noggin to make it sound pretty good, you know? And, you know, you could work at it and do that and spend time and look at it. I don't know about that. Oh, you know, but now with AI, you get a nice letter put together fairly quickly, which you can then spend a few minutes just maybe adding a little bit here and there, but generally it's 90% done.
Nice.
Now, other things I've used it for, and I don't really have examples for it, but I use it to research businesses in a city or a region. Let's say I want to target um, furniture manufacturers in the state of Michigan or West Michigan, and it will give you a list of those companies, and it's pulling it from various directories, whatever. So it saves you a lot of time for you having to do individual research, and then you can find the companies with the number of employees, get it however precise you want it down to, and then you can find out, well, who is the president, who's the vice president, who's an IT director there, and generally it'll give you all the names. And as I mentioned earlier, AI is not perfect, so make sure that you kind of, you know, if you get a bunch of names, you gotta kind of, all right, I just gotta check on it before I do the final call or email. But it's very effective. Now, there's one more item I like to talk about that I did recently, and I'm still kind of working at it. There's a company in town here that helps other companies get contracts. And one of the things that they need to do to get these contracts is they have to be compliant in many areas to work with the government or county or township, whatever it is. And one of the things they come up with is that compliance is an issue. If a company's trying to get a contract with a government entity, they have compliance problems. So I customize an approach where I showed them how i3 can work with them to get these partners that they're working with into a compliant ready format. That way they are ready to take on those new contracts. The company itself that provides help to get the contracts does not help them get compliant. They're just assuming you're going after that particular contract. We're assuming that you're compliant, and they're not. So I customized sales letters, marketing, a nice little folder with information, and I presented it to them and how we can partner with them to help their clients be more successful. So there's that aspect as well. As you can see, it's almost endless. I mean, whatever you think, just do it and just type it and see what you come up with. I mean, if you got a marketing idea, AI can help you formulate it and make it a little bit better. So is there any questions out there, Mike? Anything at all you want to add to that? Oh, one more thing before I go. It just popped in my mind. I've told Mike about this in the past. I've used AI to practice my sales. I'm not going to say a pitch, but my sales approach. And Google has Gemini, for instance, on my Google phone. You can talk to it, whatever, have a nice conversation with it. And I will ask Google to be, or Gemini to be a customer. And then I practice my phone calls with this particular, and it will give me feedback, critique and feedback. And then I can also ask it to be a little more difficult. Hey, I don't want anything. Leave me alone. I'm going to hang up on you, that kind of stuff. And it helps me practice getting around that a little bit. And you can do that in any time of the day. It's just something that is just a little added benefit to your sales team. Not so much approaching it or doing letters, but your sales team can practice on that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about creating a Copilot agent. And I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a risk here on actually going live with this thing. And so this, again, we're talking about licensed Copilot here. And what I did is clicked on licensed Copilot and open it in a tab in my browser, which happens to be a Microsoft Edge browser, which means it's very secure at work using the same login for Microsoft 365 called the Marketing Communication Build at i3. And let's go in and try and look at how this thing was created. So if I go into edit the agent, again, taking a risk here, edit the agent, come on, baby. All right. How did we build it? And I named it and said this agent will help us productize service offerings. It'll do kind of like Jim described. One of the biggest challenges for me in business is that the content that builds the website, that builds the webinar, that builds the collateral is all in my head. Maybe it's in 3 or 4 or 5 people's heads in the company. So we have to demand time of them to create and build things. Could we create an agent and start taking things out of Mike Ritzema's head? And the answer is yes, we could. How would we do that? Well, in this case, what we did is said, we're going to point it at all websites, search the whole web? No, absolutely not. We're only going to use specific sources, and we can reference the i3 org chart and profile information. So that if there is information on Mike Ritzema or Jim Hoffman, it could pull it automatically and just build the description of the profile. Secondly, we pointed it at our cybersecurity folder, our marketing documents from the last 10 years, which are now all in SharePoint. You say, well, they're on a file server. Well, dump them into a SharePoint site, point the new agent at it. We pointed it at all our past presentations, sales documents, site assets, and standardized i3 documents. So we said, this is the content going back 10 years of stuff we've done. Let's use that. And then what are the capabilities? Yeah, we're going to create Word documents, Excel documents, PowerPoint documents. We're going to create images. Now, we have not taken to the point that we're saying just build graphical, perfect collateral. We're not at that point yet, and frankly, neither is Copilot. So that is the way we configured it. Secondly, what I did is use a book. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's called Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's a great book about how do you tell your story in a marketing way to expand your business. And try and go back here. And in that book, I actually used the AI agent, trying to find the right screen here. Here it is. The story brand framework. And one thing I'll get to in a minute is that when using AI, it's all about prompts, right? You have to get good at prompting. No, ask AI to help you write a prompt. So I did that. I went into public AI, public Copilot, and said, give me the questions to build a marketing agent for i3 Business Solutions based on the story brand framework. And it came out with these questions right here. It's about 4 times 8, 32 questions. It took me about a week and a half of a couple hours a day. So somewhere between 15 to 20 hours to answer these questions, which was very demanding on me. But it extracted these answers out of my head, and I put it into the agent. And so that took me 15 to 20 minutes to do that. So now we're at a point where we've got a lot of proprietary i3 information in this agent, and what could we do with it? Well, let's say we're doing a webinar, and I want to create the invitation to a webinar. I am going to say, help me write an email invitation to an i3 webinar hosted by Jim Hoffman and Mike Ritzema about Copilot for sales and marketing at this time, and include a 3-bullet explanation. Taking a risk on this. I don't know what it's going to give us, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but we're hitting enter on this thing. And so similarly, I could say, help me write collateral for our new cybersecurity offering, which includes blah, 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 based on these 2 websites, cybersecurity websites, and create the collateral. And it takes all things inside of i3 from the last 10 years on cybersecurity, looks at the very specific websites and says, oh, including these 2 very narrow websites, here's what I recommend. And then, like Jim said, now I've got to start. I've got to start. And for me, that's very difficult when I'm writing collateral or building something like this. It's like, oh man, all right, I have to come up with a title and so on. And so that would have, I don't know if that took a minute and a half to get there, but here's the subject, there's the body, and there's the date, there's the time, there's the location, and here's what we're going to cover. Now we can go to Jim and Mike and say, hey, what do you think? Is this close? Is this what you're going to talk about or not? So that is creating a marketing agent for your business or organization specifically based on your proprietary internal IP, intellectual property, and as a catalyst, right, a co-pilot, a start to get things going, and then we can move faster, like Jim described in sales, and then an agent can help us in marketing. We'll get to questions real quickly here. I want to get back to the PDF and keep going here. 2 things. I mean, certainly licensing Copilot, $30 a month. So anybody that's using the agent is going to need a license to Copilot. Secondly, security, always a concern. And I think I will go back to and just show you that inside of chat, we can work inside of work, or we can go to the external web. So we generally want to stay right here. For security purposes, we're going to stay right here inside of work. And then I want to, next I want to mention a couple of bonus items here. Our researcher and analyst. And I use researcher occasionally. This is like beast mode in Copilot. And what is it? Researcher is deep reasoning capabilities to parse through the entirety of your work context. So this is going to consume a lot of energy. This is going to consume a lot of CPU. So I gave an example here. You know, if you've got a question about taxes, you can call your CPA or accountant, or you can say, looking at the websites, the IRS.gov and Michigan.gov, help me understand the tax ramifications of. I really want to get this right. You use researcher for that. It'll take 15 to 20 minutes to come back with an answer. Let's say 6 to 15 minutes. It grinds hard and it gives you references, everything. So researcher, a way to go really deep, takes longer. And then similarly with analyst being numbers, complex data analysis over files or a variety of formats. I've never used analyst myself, but certainly when you pull together Power BI, Copilot, and maybe some spreadsheets and a database, that's where analyst comes in. Again, empowering you and me, end users, rather than going to a specialist, a programmer, hiring an analyst. We are heading to a world where AI can facilitate that. That's a wrap on that. Marketing agents, how to use sales. Let's look at the gift card. Sarah, we have a gift card drawing.
Yes, yep. As a thank you for joining us today, we randomly selected one attendee to receive this gift card. And congratulations to Craig Bell. Craig, if you could please put your email in the chat so I can send you your gift card, that would be great. And thank you for everyone being here with us today.
You bet. And congratulations, Craig. As we wrap up, Jim Hoffman's information is here. You're welcome to call him, email him if you want to learn more or brainstorm some ideas on business development and sales. Contact Jim if you're interested in a little bit of help with an agent. You can contact me. The mandate today is automate mundane processes. Build an agent. Get into RPA, remote process automation. Embrace AI. Embrace productivity.